probably said, I saw my brother going through the process of like playing club ball.
Uh-huh.
When I really realized that like it could be a possibility for me. Actually, I was in Portland for like the summer. It's not something, but DePaul offered me. That was like my first. That was my first offer, and so that's kind of what started off.
Welcome to Table Talk Featured, episode number 4. This is the story of Barret Benson. Thank you for tuning in. Barret is currently a freshman in college at Northwestern University, a freshman on a Division I men's basketball program, and on a team that went to the March Madness NCAA Division I men's basketball tournament this past spring. This is Barret's story of recruitment, one of transitioning from high school basketball to college basketball and weighing the stress, struggles, hardships, and challenges, and overcoming all of this to reach the point where he is today.
Yeah, initially, I didn't feel that much pressure, but definitely as it progressed, I mean, I didn't like consciously think about the pressure. I don't think, but I think subconsciously, I definitely started to feel the pressure of thinking about making a decision in every game that I was playing mattering.
Right.
If I was going to get different offers that I was trying to get, or how far I would go, different levels like that. So towards the end of the process, it definitely probably started to build subconsciously, and that's probably the most pressure situation. The process.
But as Barret initially and calmly explained how he was unflappable, calm throughout the entire process, he later told me a story of a tournament in Indianapolis, a tournament that really challenged him and was tough for him, and was a pivotal moment of learning and growth in the process.
Yeah, definitely. I actually can remember a specific tournament in the spring of my 17U year. We were playing Fort Wayne, Speech Fieldhouse, like a really well-known field house. So we were playing that tournament there, and I just I couldn't do anything right. Like I was dropping every pass, smoking layups. Like could not. Like it looked like I forgot how to play basketball.
Thanks.
And like my mom refers to it as like she compared it to like Space Jam when the Monstars took the powers into it.
Yeah.
I swear I looked like you know like the part like they're throwing the ball like energy when you
Yeah.
just hit them in the face. Like I looked like I forgot how to play the sport. And like I was just like devastated. I had no confidence at all. So that was definitely my lowest moment throughout AAU. But
Oh, wow.
I hope because it set me back up for like a big summer.
Right. So what went through your head like after the game, or even like during the game? Like what was kind of going through your head while that was happening?
Honestly, I was just thinking like, what are you doing? like I'm trying to I was literally trying to think like what is going on? Like what is going on? Like what's going wrong?
Yeah.
Like as I was playing, like it just didn't feel normal, so I started trying to like overthink of and like everything that would have just came naturally just through playing. Like I had to think about how I would do it.
Right.
So it was just a really weird moment.
Right.
It sucked. It sucked when it was happening because coaches were watching and
Yeah.
a bunch of people were watching because they were expecting me to have a big spring. And I was just dealing with I don't know. I guess the subconscious pressure hitting on, but it was definitely just thinking like what are you doing? Like how can I get out of this slump?
Right.
It was weird.
But for Barret, hope and help were right around the corner, not only within his tight-knit friends, family, and even his girlfriend, but in the form of a basketball camp, the Pangos All-American Camp, out in Los Angeles on the West Coast, a chance to play in an area where no one really knew him, away from the Midwest, and reform his status, his confidence, and his swagger going into his senior year of high school.
Honestly, it's just to support my family, my girlfriend, and everything. Like they kept pushing me, and even though they
Right.
Started playing, and it all came back. It felt like it all came back to me in one game.
Really?
Yeah, and I just started playing I know I could play. I had a really good camp.
But I was curious to know, I mean, what was it really about the Pangos camp that caused Barret to just find his confidence, all of a sudden be back to himself and his normal ways?
You about to do that windmill?
I think it's probably just a combination of a lot of things. At that point, I just went out. I was out there by myself. No one knew who I was. I mean, locally, I had a reputation just because I knew people, obviously. But so I flew out the West Coast. I mean, definitely a small name there. There's a way higher ranked players and people that people knew. So not very many people knew me. So I came out there and I just figured I just show them who I know I am. So I just played. I felt like it was just being out there and by myself in an environment where I didn't have any pressure because no one knew who I was.
Yeah.
Just let me play freely. And then when I started playing freely, people were like, okay, started asking who I was and started trying to find out. So
right.
Definitely, I think just that experience of being kind of isolated and feeling like an underdog type feel.
But after doing some research and watching videos like the one you just saw of the highlights and standout athletes at the Pangos All-American camp, my conclusion was that Barret is a big-time performer. He elevated his game against the nation's best, made a statement when it was most needed from him, and did so in quite an amazing fashion.
If you could go back to that camp and pick out one or two plays in general that define that weekend for you, what would that be?
Probably the second day or something. It was our third game, I want to say. So it was in a fast break, but I caught it in the post. Actually, short corner. I jabbed, he got baseline. Just took one dribble and I picked it up and I was gonna go. I was I said I just knit this up.
Yeah.
But because I didn't feel like I had my feet underneath, but I was like, nah, just might as well try to dunk it. So I just went up and the guy that guarded me jumped with me and I just punched it on. So I was like, okay. I was like, that's definitely my best dunk on anyone I've ever had. But I was not, so I was definitely okay. Didn't realize I could do that. And,
right.
Definitely skyrocketed my confidence even more because I was playing well up to that point.
Yeah.
Against some other ranked guys or whatever.
Yeah.
And then when I did that, I was okay, he was good for sure.
After some time off, after a dip in his quality of play in Indianapolis, it took a trip out west to Los Angeles to help Barret find his footing. But after this breakthrough, this resurgence back to his form, the level of play which Barret knew he should be playing at all of the time, it was just back to business as usual. More of the same, more basketball.
As you're flying back home from the camp on the plane, you're kind of by yourself. You've had this breakthrough weekend. What's going through your head as to your future with playing college basketball?
On to the next camp. I did 3 camps in June, I want to say.
Oh, wow.
So I was busy. I did 3 camps, and then I took my 2 official visits. So I was like, okay, on to the next one. So I went to the next camp, and then I went on my official visit to Stanford. I came back, official visit to Northwestern. So I literally just sat down on the couch, took out a piece of paper, just wrote pros and cons in.
Yeah.
Everything just like mapped out. Just everything I could think of would be positive going one place, going that place, and then positive same for the other ones.
Right.
So I did that, and I saw also like where I was needed and wanted more. And I talked with my parents. Actually, it's funny. A coach from a different school called me because they're still in the race. But like, I didn't take an official there. And he called me and he was like, "I saw you on your two officials." And I was like, "Yeah." He said, "Did you find what you want?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think I found where I want to go." But like, I didn't make a decision yet. And he's like, "So what are you waiting for?" And I was like, I just thought to myself, "What am I waiting for?" And I was like, "Oh, really? Like, what am I waiting for?" Like, I have it all written out in front of me. Like, it makes sense where I should go.
Yeah.
And I found the place that I need to be.
Yeah.
And there's no reason to wait. Like that coach said, which I don't know if he realized that was actually some great advice. When I said, "What are you waiting for?" But after I got off the phone, I called my dad. I told my mom, I was like, "Mom, I know I want to go to school." I told her I'm ready to go to Northwestern. I called my dad, called my girlfriend, my brother, and then
Yeah.
then I called Coach Tom the other day, and told him I was ready to be a Wildcat.
Right.
However,
So how did it feel to commit at the end of this kind of long, tiring, at times stressful process to Northwestern, and just kind of be done with that aspect, going into your senior year of high school?
it was such a relief.
Yeah.
I honestly just felt like, I know it's corny, but I really feel like the weight of the world was lifted off my shoulders because I was internalizing everything. I think now that I look back at it, internalizing all the pressure that I was feeling, like the emotions of what was going to happen, what was not going to happen, and putting pressure on myself too. Just in the way that I knew I wanted to do certain things. So I definitely was pressuring myself and internalizing a lot of emotions that didn't help. But
Right.
when I committed, it just felt like I could just play.
For sure.
I'm back to being just playing to love the game as opposed to playing for my future, And so just kind of just that relief, just open everything up, I think, and allow me to be more free.
So, from a college basketball perspective, Barret had made it. He had committed to Northwestern. He was ready to go. He had a great senior season in high school because of his early commitment, and he had overcome a disappointing spring of his junior AAU season to only bounce back even stronger that summer. Then the summer after his senior year, he busted his butt to get into better shape, be better conditioned, stronger player, and now it was his time to help change the culture at Northwestern and reestablish the program as a perennial powerhouse.
The Stonecutter's Credo. When nothing seems to help,
I go and look at a stonecutter.
Hammering away at his rock.
Perhaps 100 times.
I definitely say culture is you have to work to earn everything. Like those slogans, pound the rock. So there's I want to say the poem about the stonecutter's creed or whatever, and it's
Right.
On the 101st blow, the rock will break, and you'll know that it's not that blow, but the blows that came before it that did it.
But all that had gone before.
Yeah, kind of like that people before you, as they've come in and they've put in their time and they've worked and they've chipped away, but they haven't quite gotten there yet. So we know that he has to keep working to break that rock.
He did it again!
Family on three. 1, 2, 3, family!
What was it like to play your first game for college basketball?
It was unreal. Just like even like the whole process, just getting used to like the game day routine and everything. It's kind of just cool to have that feeling, like going out there and warming up. Just pure excitement. Like obviously, like for the first, for the whole season, like you get that feeling in your stomach right before the game starts, like butterflies, and you're getting excited for it. But like in the beginning of the year, it was just amplified by 1,000. So it was a great feeling though to finally actually get out there. But it was definitely something like the excitement was building.
Yeah.
As the process was happening.
So, what did it feel like to step onto the court for the first time during the game and be playing for Northwestern on the collegiate level?
It felt great. But as soon as I stepped out there, I was like, okay, I got to lock in. Because I know if I let something slip up, then you come right back out the game. So definitely, it was exciting and like a learning process, but it's definitely very strange.
Brown wants to push. The Energizer Bunny tonight for the Wildcats. Right-handed layup, no good. The tip from Benson. That one drops.
From an opening night success, maintaining focus, discipline, and control while containing his emotions in his first ever college basketball game, Barret applied himself throughout the season, averaging 2 points and 2 rebounds while shooting 60% from the field as a freshman and helping Northwestern to their first ever March Madness appearance.
From Welsh Ryan Arena in Evanston, Big Ten basketball. It's the Northwestern Wildcats and the Michigan Wolverines. These are the two best teams, Joe, in the Big Ten.
And so we're playing Michigan, and the game that we just lost a heartbreaker to Indiana before we played Michigan.
This one in Bloomington, and one guy you can't let take a three. The Big Ten's leader in made threes, James Blackman, hits it. And then in a 2-point game, McIntosh has a chance in the lane, but he left it short. And on the other end, in a 2-point game, they foul Thomas Bryant as he makes the dunk. And that sets up this. Bryant to the free throw line. It looks long, it is long, but he gets the friendly roll. And that is the kind of night it was for the Wildcats as they come up a little bit short.
We blew like a lead of the game. We should have finished. And so it hurt our standings for sure, and like the Big Ten and our chances at making the tournament because we were on a losing streak. So we came in this Michigan game knowing that it's pretty much do or die. With all that pressure coming in, sold out crowd. So just packed, absolutely packed. And playing against Michigan, who was like one of the hottest teams in the Big Ten at that time. Until he just called my name. He's like, all right, Barret, let's go. So I ran the game, started playing, just getting the feel for everything. And it was the first half. So I forgot who I was guarding at the time, but I was on the outside. And the point guard go baseline, I came over. And then I saw him gathering to go for a floater, and I got like a clean 2 steps to go up and go get it. He threw the floater up. I just caught, like I just jumped, like I just felt as high as I could go to try to get it, and just threw it out of bounds. And like one-handed, and just like out of instinct, I just kind of put like a mean mug on just because like I'll beat it up clean.
Fires back to the right corner, and Walton's shot is blocked. Shot clock violation. Benson with authority blocks the Walton shot.
The same game. It's tied up with I want to say like 1.7 seconds left. So like not much time. And he just launched it down the court. And at first I thought he like threw it too far. I thought he threw it out of bounds. But then as the ball starts coming down, I see Derek go up to get it. And the ball was
The win against Michigan would only mean anything if it meant that Northwestern got a chance to play in the big dance, aka March Madness.
We knew that we put ourselves in a great position to be selected, so we had a feeling that our name was going to come up. So they did a great job of putting everything together. And then, as the selection show was going on, our name didn't get called for a while, so we were getting really nervous, starting to sweat because we saw that some of the Big Ten teams, we got some unfavorable seedings. So we were thinking, oh man, like, what's going on? Like, we know we should be in this, but like, what if we're not? There's like always that what if that we were thinking. And then finally the name popped up on the screen, and just the place erupted again. People are just dancing, celebrating. I mean, It was just amazing. Such a cool experience, and just getting chills thinking about it again, seeing the name pop up on the board. It was crazy.
Barret, and for the entire Northwestern community, making the tournament was a culmination of all their efforts, hard work, determination, and the trials and tribulations they had overcome during the season, including the Michigan game, overcoming the Indiana loss to make it to the big dance. Ultimately, Northwestern would come up a little bit short in the tournament, as after defeating Vanderbilt, they would fall to the eventual national runner-up, Gonzaga.
I mean, the atmosphere was probably pretty down in the locker room after the game. Did your coach say anything to you that kind of resonated with you going forward after that loss?
I mean, he did a good job of reminding us of the special season that we had.
Yeah.
And to like cherish that part, but also after we get refocused and everything, after we take a little time off to be ready to come back and get back to work.
So for Barret, the season was definitely a positive impact on not only his life, but those in the Northwestern community around him. Yes, the community bought in. Yes, they had the best traveling fan base during March Madness, and yes, they made the tournament and won a game. Yes, they defeated Michigan at the buzzer. Yes, Barret Benson made an impact on his team this year, including huge defensive plays in the Michigan win. But he wants more. He's pushing for greater heights, greater things, and nothing is going to stop him.
I want to earn respect. I want to earn everything. And I want it with this group. Because you guys have worked, and it's time.
The spring and the summer process is obviously a time that to work on individually, getting better.
Yeah.
So when we get to the fall, we put the pieces together as a team, then we'll worry about getting everyone together as a team, and stuff like that.
Right.
But definitely just working on the individual game everywhere.
Understand one thing, and we've talked about it a lot. For us to take the next step where we want to go, we have to be the toughest team.
Actually, I know everyone still is hungry, still is not satisfied with what happened.
Right.
And for sure, we're ready to get back to work. We started our workouts. Definitely think as a team we're